What is going on out there, peeps? All right, man, what a crazy day. I'm watching all the protests everywhere. Oh no, these people want total chaos. They want every excuse in the world to try to find a way to lock you down. They'll magically come up with a new kind of variant. But people are tired of it. They're rising up. And I did a video explaining to people, if you really want the items from the Nasera Jacera list, this is how you get it. I hope you guys watch that video. Anyways, we're going to get back into the gold, silver, crypto market, some talk real quick, and then I'm going to show you what happens when I go out and I see my clone, but my clone doesn't look like me. My clone, I dress up as an older guy. You'll hear him talking, he sounds just like I do. Anyways, look at this, taking money out of the bank. You should be. Right now I'm hearing more and more investors talk about it. I mean, smart people, not investors. The pros. The experts, not the JP Morgan ones. The real ones. Lena Zhang, no money in the bank. My clone, no money in the bank. Me, no money in the bank. You'll see why. Pay attention, because this is something you need to listen to. We're going to get into that here in just a moment. Anyways, when you're taking your money out of the bank, you just don't want to hold cash unless it's about 6 months plus 10% to pay all your expenses. Everything else should be held in gold and silver. You can exchange it anytime you want for the current fiat system, but meanwhile, it'll continue to gain real value as inflations are starting to skyrocket. Although they'll tell you something different, they're just lying to you. And the market is being artificially pumped. Sooner or later, the doo-doo is going to hit the fan. And you're going to be wishing that you bought gold and silver. But if you're going to do it now, before it's too late, go to our friends over at Money Metals. The link is down below in the description. If you're a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100 on precious metals, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver with your order. For those of you looking for my address, there it is right here. Oh yeah, this is really starting to take off, you guys. There's a lot of subscribers going over there, and I really appreciate all the support. Again, you guys, it's only $3 a month. The proceeds go to Finding His Life's Purpose Foundation. So please come over there and join us. There is a bunch of new videos that were uploaded. Ones that, I keep telling you guys that when I'm doing, I'm snagging information off different websites before they take them down. And this one right here is big. That one is big. So they're up on other websites, but I can see right now there's a big complaint going on that these other so-called free speech platforms, they're now taking videos down. I was like, oh no. Anyways, come on over here. Check them out on my platform. Go show some love over there at Wall Street Silver. That's right. They have a YouTube channel as well as a Reddit page. The links for both are down below. Show them some love. Go in there, over there and subscribe, would you? All right, so let's get into the goody stuff here. So look at this. This is what we're talking about. So Elon Musk has a little chit-chat with, of course, Jack Doherty. And we were wondering if it was going to affect the market. Yeah, so cryptocurrencies rebounded Wednesday as short sellers covered positions ahead of Tesla CEO's Elon Musk appearance at the B Word conference. Bitcoin was trading around $32,000 at press time, was up 8% within 12 hours. The sharp price bounce reflects positive sentiment in the attempts to reverse a month-long downtrend largely driven by regulatory uncertainties. No, that's not why. We know what happened. When China outlawed it, Malaysia outlawed it, now Taiwan's looks like they're going to be forced into doing it. And there's other countries talking about outlawing cryptocurrencies. They're not going to allow cryptocurrencies to compete with their local currencies. But I also said if some country figures out a way to keep this going, you'd have people from other countries buying those cryptocurrencies, being sneaky, and that country could earn a lot of money. Somebody might have been listening to what I was saying. I'll show you that in a moment. Anyways, so Elon Musk and Jack Doherty's little chit-chat, sure enough, it affected the market. That's what I was saying to people. Look, before it's too late, you might want to jump on this bandwagon. And sure enough, it rebounded. And it's still rebounding. Yes, look at this. Bitcoin up above 34,000. Nice. All right. Almost 2190 for Ethereum. So they're slowly creeping up. There's nothing major. Yesterday was a good bounce, but for the most part, they're just creeping up very slowly. Slowly. If you look at the 52-week average, at least they're almost at a halfway mark again. What that means is you got, over the past 52 weeks, you got the highest it was and the lowest it was. And then you are somewhere right where this blue dot is. This kind of gives you an idea where you're straddling. Hex keeps going up and down big time. Polka dot looks like they're quickly getting back up to where they were before. Right now they're at 1381. Will they get up to around 1932? If it keeps up at this trend, it'll be there in about 2 days. So this one has been going up like a bat out of hell. I don't know who they are, but nonetheless. So, and Theta up 11, almost 12% for the day. Nice little jump there. So yeah, cryptocurrencies are making their move again. How long is it going to last? Well, like I said, if it keeps creeping up, let's see if it's been since when? The 21st, so 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 20. We're down to 24th, 4 straight days. Almost a week long since Jack Doherty and Elon Musk had their chit-chat. Still think it's artificial pump. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter. If you have an opportunity to make some money off it, why wouldn't you? Gold and silver market prices closed on Friday. They're not moving right now. They will be later on this afternoon because it's Sunday. Gold's still around 1,800. Silver being picked on like a red-headed stepchild, but nonetheless, it's going to rebound. There's no doubt about it. And when it does this next time around, it's going to take off. I was speaking about somebody paying attention to what I was saying. Hey, speaking of Russia, Russian Industry Association works to attract crypto mining. What? Yeah. Well, if China won't do it, Russia's like, we'll do it. Neighboring Kazakhstan has attracted many crypto mining firms as they look for greener pastures outside of China. Yep. A Russian Crypto Industry Association launched a project to attract crypto mining firms to the country as they migrate away from China. The Russian Association of Cryptocurrency, Crypto Economics, Artificial Intelligence, and Blockchain, RAKIB, is working with federal and regional authorities as well as state-owned enterprises to determine how to bring mining to the country, the association said in a press release. Yeah, of course, they see the benefit of it. So just bring these miners in there, let them do their things, and take a piece of the pie. If other countries start closing them down, well, they're going to go somewhere. Why not be in Russia? Why not be in the United States? See what I'm saying? But as soon as 100% digital currency comes out, which is, again, your central bank digital currency, you can say goodbye to cryptocurrencies. I'm more than positive about it right now. Other people think the same way. One of those issues that I had about cryptocurrencies and my concern was what? Large chunks of the internet went down due to the DNS issue? No. Listen, we've had the internet for a long time. This is just crap. They're definitely up to something, or they're going to use this as an excuse for something else. So the internet has been going up and down in different locations around the world. There's always an excuse. If you can't access your online services like Sony PlayStation Network and Steam, as well as websites like Airbnb or B&B, you're not the only one. Starting at approximately 11:20 a.m., down detectors began logging a spike in outage reports across a variety of online services and websites. Outside of PSN Stream, some of the more notable platforms, of course, were LastPass, TikTok, UPS, visiting the PlayStation stores and other affected websites. They came back with a DNS error. So this is starting to happen more often, more and more often. So those powers that are accumulating all the wealth and control of all the things we love and hold so dear to our heart, they're making their move in case you haven't figured it out. Yes, this is one of those things in my opinion. Somebody asked me this question before. Hey, Pimpy, how much gold and silver should I buy for my portfolio? I always say do an 80-20 split if you can afford both. In other words, 80% silver, 20% gold. That's just my opinion. So it says, what are your goals as an investor? The starting point is to understand your goals. The following questions might help clarify why you're buying gold and silver, which is the first step in determining how much to allocate to them. Are you buying gold and silver for a short-term gain or as a permanent long-term holding? Or maybe both. Because they are currently undervalued and you plan to sell them when they become overvalued? As a hedge because you're concerned about the potential future downside in the stock market or the economy in general, for collectible purposes to potentially earn more profit than a standard bullion, because you want to own tangible assets and not a paper form of metal. All these are great questions, and I say yes to all of them. As you ponder your priorities, keep your risk tolerance in mind. The less risk you want, the more gold you want. Don't forget, silver is volatile, goes up and down in large swings, but it always outperforms gold in any time we're in any kind of real crisis. Eventually, in my opinion, within the next 10 years, silver definitely will pass up gold in value and has more use for it. So, the less risk you want, the more gold you want. That's because it's been money for thousands of years and never gone to zero. In a worst case scenario where everything else has gone to zero, gold will be the last in line of financial defense for everyone and be priced accordingly. One criticism of gold is that it doesn't produce profits or pay dividends like stock. However, it is precisely the lack of those characteristics that gives gold real value. Yes, physical gold and silver do not have to please shareholders with quarterly results like stocks do. They carry zero counterparty risk. Most investments do. Are a store of value, particularly during crises and crashes. Stocks are not. Have limited supply. Fiat currency has unlimited supply, as we're finding out. Why you should be holding your money into precious metals right now is important. So right here is my clone. Guys, some of you know who he is. This here is Gerald Salente. Listen to what he talks about, because everything he says, I said the same thing and brought up. I just like to have somebody come along that's considered an expert in the field to turn around and say, hey, Pimpy said was right, so let's listen to what he has to say. You can tell, hey, he's a paisano from New York, that's for sure.
All right? You don't screw with the banksters. And that's who's running the game. And it's not a game anymore. They've destroyed the middle class.
Yep.
They've done away with the Robinson-Patman Act, the Sherman Antitrust Act, the Glass-Steagall Act, one act.
Those are all the things I was saying, that, look, there's these laws that are out there to protect us from the banks. They somehow magically disappeared, including the law that prevents companies from merging like they do. Because now look what's happening. Like I said, the media is owned by now 5 major corporations that determine everything we see and how we see it. Monopolies. These were all supposed to be broken up. But because they're bed buddies with corrupt politicians, corrupt bankers, corrupt media, they're all part of the same crime family. So there's no reason for anybody to protect the small people like us. What for? We can't afford to bribe these guys like they can.
After another that prevented the bigs, the antitrust acts, from the bigs taking over everything. And all they're doing is making it worse for everybody else, particularly with this scam of negative and zero interest rate policy in a country near you. Oh, when I was a kid, you used to have a thing called savings accounts.
Yep.
Yeah, the people used to make extra money, put it in the bank, and get interest on it, and then retire and go to Florida. Gone. No, the only way you can put your money in is, hey, come on to the gamble in the stock market. Investors. Stop using that word, they're gamblers.
Do they want, so they want that money flowing into the stock market?
Oh, yeah. And look at all the money flowing into the stock market from first-time investors.
Right.
You wrote about it in
Robinhood,
the Trends
AMC
Journal. The numbers are
stock,
pumped
You
way
get
up.
no
GameStop
money
stock.
from the bank, so go to the stock market.
You got it. Where are you going to get interest on your money as it's going down, as it's losing its value? Again, for me, gold and silver.
Yeah.
And I know, and again, talking about JP Morgan Chase, how many felony counts were they convicted of?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, only 5. Only 5. And one of them was rigging the precious metals market. Slap on the wrist, a $900 million fine. Hey, how come Jamie Dimon isn't in jail? Maybe they.
He's part of the in club. That's because people don't pay attention enough to raise holy hell about this. All these things we should have found a way to keep an eye on, at least had the right people. We trust that a government was putting together these so-called watchdogs, but come to find out the watchdogs are all part of the same crime family. They're not there watching crap. They allow it to happen. The CTFC hasn't done crapola. Chris Marcus filed a complaint with them with undisputable proof that JP Morgan had once again rigged the market and showed exactly when it happened. And he still has not heard back from them, is what my understanding is.
They should have put him next to Epstein. Oh, no, the bigs don't go to jail. Oh, you went 6 miles over the speed limit. Where were you? How many drinks did you have? Stand on your head and repeat the alphabet backwards.
That's what happens to the little guy.
Big banksters robbing us right in. Oh, how about this? How about all the Wells Fargos and all the other ones, the Citi? How about all the dirty deals they did, making up stuff for customers and charging them extra? They get a slap on the wrist.
Oh, for those you don't know, Wells Fargo got busted doing something big. They would steal the identities and social security numbers and everything else of their clients, and then open up other accounts in our names over in Switzerland and do crazy deals in our name.
For it again, you got the drug dealers that people call big pharma, you got the military industrial complex, and you got the gamblers, the casinos that are running America and most of the world.
Let me ask you this. What role do you think commercial banks and the bigs will play if we will go down the road of a Fed digital dollar, a euro digital dollar? We
attention.
already see China rolling out a digital version of their currency.
Oh, they'll get in the game. Because, I mean, who's the Federal Reserve? Again, they're as federal as Federal Express, as all your listeners know. And, we're talking about JP Morgan Chase? Oh, aren't they one of the big banksters that own the federal part of the Federal Reserve?
That's what I told you. They're getting into the crypto world.
They're in the game. Oh, look who is our Treasury Secretary. Oh, where did she come from? Oh, wasn't she the head of the Federal Reserve? So it's one big club, and you ain't in it, as George Carlin said.
You and I are not in it, but we're in our own pool club, Gerald. All right. You talk. I know you love gold. I know you love silver. You've been attacking crypto for a long time, and when the China mining news came out, the crackdown, you were like, "Look, I told you guys so." So Bitcoin's still on your radar. You think?
Yeah, so did Pimpy. I said I had concerns. What were my concerns long before it happened? What did I say? One of the concerns was China controls a huge part of Bitcoin. At any time, they could crash that market. And that's exactly what happened. I also said that what happens if the power of the internet goes out? That'll affect it. You're seeing articles more and more often, internet's going down. The fact that when the market takes a huge hit, you have a hard time signing into your platform to sell your cryptos if you need to. As soon as it took a hit, what happened? People couldn't even get into Robinhood or any of the platforms, Coinbase, any of them, to sell their cryptocurrencies. He's a pretty smart guy, if you ask me.
The crackdown will continue?
Yes. Again, we were very positive with Bitcoin. We go back to, I think it was June 2020. It was around $10,000. We said when it breaks over 10,000, it's going to spike.
Close. I started telling everybody, hey, in April 2020, this is the time. The market had dropped. Everything had dropped. It's going to go up. I was right.
But we kept saying over and over and over, it's a very volatile market because the more governments crack down on it, the lower the prices are going to go. Because the governments are going to go digital. just like, as you mentioned, China is. They want to know every penny you spent, where you spent it, how you spent it, what you spent it on, so they can get their tax money. Because people in government and the bureaucrats, they don't work for a living. They're in the system, so they need the money. So they're gonna go digital. Every nation is going digital. At some point, when they go digital, the cryptos go down as we see it.
Yep, that's what I say.
But that doesn't. And again, our breakout point, we have a breakout point for Bitcoin. If it goes below 25,000, you can see it going to 10.
Okay. I think I've asked you this in the past. It just always surprises me because, Gerald, as a libertarian, as a freedom fighter, I would think you would embrace the decentralized system of Bitcoin. Like, do you like the idea of Bitcoin, even though you might not be an investor?
I said yes. I love the whole premise of cryptocurrencies. I do. I support it. I'm just a realist. That's what it is. As much as I love it, with the whole purpose of it being created, I support it. But I'm also aware that there's no way in how the government will continue to allow it.
Yes. Yeah, anything to break away from the gang, I'm fine with it.
Get away from the bankers.
And talking about, I'm also going to be a speaker, talking about libertarians, at Ron Paul's conference on the Labor Day weekend, September 4th in Washington, D.C.
Fantastic.
And so I'm very honored that he asked me to be a speaker there. And I believe, I'm not in anything. I'm a political atheist. I look at things the way they are, not the way I want them to be. Libertarians aren't in favor of antitrust laws.
I'm the same way. In other words, he's a realist. I want to believe in cryptocurrencies. I absolutely believe if you take gold and silver and partner them up with Bitcoin and Ethereum, they can each get each other's back. And if enough people got into them and the government tried to screw with them, you would have such mass awareness, mass adoption that holy hell would be raised, and there's no way they would screw with it. But I could be wrong.
I am. Because when I grew up as a kid, there was the butcher, the baker, everybody, the street was filled with people that you knew. And
that's what I was talking about. I go, man, we allowed these companies to get too big. You should start going back into your community, start doing the mom and pop stores. Yes, it's going to cost a little more, but it's worth it. We're not allowing these people to get so big that they monopolize everything.
And then the bigs took over. They wouldn't let A&P and Sears. They kept pushing them back so they wouldn't take over everything. And now the big zone, every time I go into, like, there used to be a thing called hardware stores and stationery stores when I was a young guy. I go into a Kohl's or not a Kohl's, a Home Depot or a Staples, and my heart breaks when I see the people working there. They have no future. They have no future.
Yeah.
Amazon, you have no future.
Well,
every time they deliver something to me, I feel bad for these people because I know how little they're making and how it's going to be so hard for them to move up. So, yeah, I'm in favor of putting these things back in place that used to exist.
Do you think, and when you speak of that, of, going to your neighborhood butcher and going to your neighborhood fishmonger, I mean, these were careers, these were professions, right? It wasn't like you were just going to some guy who learned how to be a butcher in your local Acme.
She said Acme.
Do you think we'll revert back to that? Because we already...
I was saying we need to revert back to that. We do. We have got to start taking back from those. See, here's the thing. We've gotten it's so spoiled. Everything is so fast and convenient, but there's a price for that. And the price is they start controlling everything because we want it so quick and convenient. Who cares about that? Let's get back to the mom and pop stores. Sure, you pay a little bit more, but guess what? You know everybody. They're locals. You support it. The more you support those, the more you open. The more of these you open, the less likely somebody like Amazon is going to come along and monopolize everything, or Walmart.
See it with food. People are gardening again. They want to be more in control of their food supply source. Do you not think that we will go perhaps back to things
You're going to need to.
of maybe
No.
we'll have a local butcher and people want that service, want that special knowledge from someone who knows what they're talking about.
Some people, but not the masses. I
Maybe
mean, you're
just
talking
me.
about food.
See, that's what I'm talking about. There's some of us that do. Where I live, I have the ability to do this. But people in the city, you guys are ass out. Try to grow your own food. Where are you going to grow at? And then when you try to, you got evil idiots like these people here. Michigan bans many stores from selling seeds, home gardening supplies, calls them not necessary. They're going to keep you from growing your own food. They're going to control your food intake. It's already happening. Supply lines, supply chain lines right now are being interrupted. That's their excuse for not stocking shelves. People are going to die. You're going to starve to death. That's not being hyperbolic. You need something outside of the system. Gardner Center at large stores must close under governor's orders. An extended stay at home by Governor Gretchen Bitchmore bans keeping gardening sections of stores open for business. So these people were almost making it illegal for you to buy seeds to grow your own food. They want you dependent on the government. Don't you get that? Whether it's your money, your food, your jobs, it doesn't matter. They want full 100% control. They want you to conform to what they want. They want zombies. That's why they keep jabbing you with crap. They want to reduce the world's population. They'll make every excuse in the world for it. And we're just sitting back because we're watching a movie and eat popcorn.
Want my butcher to know what filet mignon is. You know, you go in it, they have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at 72% of Americans are overweight, 42% obese. Look at, I tell you, went to Home Depot, and I'm coming out, I counted 22 cars going into Popeyes. 22 cars, as I'm waiting for the light to change, you know?
But that's just it. People have gotten real lazy. They rather have convenience. People don't really cook anymore. They buy fast foods. Hell, we're guilty of it here. We try to make it a habit to cook more food here. But the truth of the matter is everybody gets busy doing whatever. And there's always an excuse why you need to run to get pizza or McDonald's or whatever. But in all fairness, we have changed away from that a whole lot. We're trying to make it a habit of eating food here. Making it ourselves. Those fast foods have poisons in it, man.
And again, I grew up, I had, you know, one of my books, What Zizzy Gave Honey Boy, is about growing up. Zizzy's the Neapolitan dialect for auntie. Here's a picture of Peppy, my Uncle Mario's dog, sitting at one of those little wooden pianos as a kid with a party hat on. Uncle Mario had a fish store in Flushing, in Queens. I used to bring all my buddies over there. He used to sit Peppy at the piano and sing Old Solo Mio in his ear, and the dog used to go, ooh. He used to sit the dog out in front of the fish store, dressed up as Santa Claus during Christmas.
Oh, my goodness.
This is what
Communities
America used to be.
Yes, and we've gotten away from it, man. Oh, my God. I never thought in my lifetime I would see where we were and where we are. Things are so much different. If we don't start taking back control, we're in a whole world of hurt. There are some grassroots movements that are taking place that I'm so proud to see. We want to encourage it. We want to stay involved in those areas. But really, I'm telling you guys, I did a video showing you what's going on around the world when it comes to the food supply. You got people from around the world telling you what the heck that's going on with the food supplies. It's important for you to get in there and listen to it. All right? They're telling you what they're doing, what's going on. They're in these videos here. It's just unbelievable. They're destroying crops. They're leaving them in containers offshores on ships. They're saying, hey, there's not enough workers to come get it. Therefore, it has to sit out there. They're paying farmers where we are to destroy crops. kill sows, kill millions of chickens. Why? You have Bill Gates buying unbelievable large amounts of farmland, but everybody's complaining that he's not growing anything on there. Why? Why buy the farmlands? Do you see what's going on? Do you see? They're going to start capturing people like prisoners. You're going to have no choice. You either do what they say or they cut your money off. Period. If you don't have money outside of the system, you're SOL. Because I told you what I said about those 100% digital currencies. You can sell your precious metals and get the digital currency, but you cannot buy precious metals with those digital currencies. That's what they have planned for you. You better get it now before it's too late. Anyways, that's it for now, man. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.